PlayStation 5, we're going to probably start to hear a lot more about Sony's inevitable next iteration of its home console line.
We covered something that they patented, right? That might have something to do with the PlayStation 5, or did...
Yes, a very Switch similar device. So we'll see. You never know. Again, companies patent stuff all the time and they never use it.
Yeah, I don't think that would be the route to go. I don't think you can mimic the Switch. Because the draw to PlayStation is it's a powerhouse.
Right.
So you can't have that in a handheld. I don't think that would be a good idea. But anyways.
Right. Maybe if they wanted to do something like that for a Vita, go that route. So apparently the first-party studios, and first parties, for those who don't know, are Sony-owned studios that just make games exclusively for PlayStation. They are focusing mostly on PlayStation 5 game development.
They're looking to the higher peaks.
Yes. According to Daniel Ahmad, who is an industry analyst, he said, he's quoted as saying, in general, most of the focus for Sony first-party studios is on PS5 right now. It is still early to talk about next gen, but I imagine we'll hear some whispers come out of GDC, the Game Developers Conference, which takes place normally in the fall.
Oh, that's a thing? That's cool.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll probably be hearing more around then. And this I totally think that this is happening. I think that this is completely true because it seems to jive with the no PlayStation experience for December 2018, no Sony presence for E3 this upcoming June, because they just don't have anything to show us. They've got Days Gone coming out. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. that is about it. And that's a game that was shown a long time ago, and I don't understand why it hasn't come out
I remember
yet.
that from a while ago.
So, zombie game.
Looks interesting.
I do think people are tired of zombies, though.
I mean, we got a little zombied out in 2010, I think.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. They're just the trend will come around again. No, that's not how that works. Yeah. Not for zombies anyway. You're gonna have to.
You can't do vampires anymore. You can't do zombies.
We have Twilight.
Post-apocalypse is kind of old.
Twilight to thank for the vampire thing. Yeah. So, it's pretty interesting because, I can't think in my head, with the exception of a more 4K capable machine. I just can't think in my head the difference that you're going to see, really, graphically speaking. I mean, the current consoles are... I know PC people out there can say, no, you can totally do things. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I get it. You got your $1,000 graphics card in there. Fine.
Congratulations. You can get the Mad Box when it comes
your
out.
machine sounds like a jet taking off. I got it. That's what you like. You like to have the power hungry thing that basically uses the same amount of electricity as a small country. But anyway, moving on from there, most of us like optimized machines that, aren't going to kill our electric bills every month.
Right.
In consoles. And a lot of people are starting to... I've heard some predictions about the cost, or the price that they're going to sell it at. A lot of people think that $500 price tag is just too much.
I say $450 max.
$450, that's a price point that no one talks about. And I honestly think that could do it.
I feel like it's mostly between $400 and $500. Why can't you go in the middle?
Right. $449.
Yeah.
And then if you buy a game, well, that only sets you a little bit over $500 before tax.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier pill to swallow. A lot of people think that maybe we'll see games jump up $10 to $70 from $60. Here's my thing with that. They don't need to, because a lot of games are starter editions nowadays. So publishers are making more and more and more money off of DLC and loot boxes, although I think loot boxes, we might have actually seen the last of them, which is great.
If we're going to see a rise in DLC, you shouldn't get a rise in original price.
No.
That should not go together.
No,
it's not a good idea.
And that's what this generation, unfortunately, will probably be remembered for as...
This one, that
Yeah, with PS4 and Xbox One. It's just with publishers and just going crazy with having these massive amounts of either DLC or loot boxes and loot crates, and just trying to nickel and dime you everywhere you turn.
Yep.
And you're not getting a complete game experience. Like, I like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I don't like the fact that to get 12 additional fighters, I'm going to be spending $50.
Well, but I mean, it's a lot of this is way after the fact, so...
It is.
Would you rather them just make another game? I mean...
And they are putting a lot of effort into it. But, I mean, I do kind of wish that the roster had been more full to begin with, but then I'd be waiting longer for the game. So, you do kind of have that. It's you... When you're an early adopter with gaming nowadays, for most games, you typically... Now you're paying for it. Like, although at the same time, you get your... If it's online, you get to level up faster, you get to keep up with it. People who come in later, they pay a smaller price point, but then they'll have to play catch up. Like, I hear people talk about Destiny and The Division all the time, and they're just basically like, well, yeah, I can't get into it now because all my friends are way higher than me in level. Like, I can't even help them in the game if we wanted to do a raid together because they've got to grind and level up to get to that point.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of as the whole, like, the online nature of so many games where it makes it so inconvenient or controlling for people to play. And I don't know how much we're going to see of that in the next console generation.
Yeah. I just think you have to have... I really don't know, like, what the next thing to do is. Because, like you're talking about, like, as far as... like video quality frames per second or whatever, all that processing stuff.
We're there.
You can't really get that much better yet. Yeah. So
you can do 4K.
I mean, I remember we were discussing the next Xbox console, and I said backwards compatibility is a must. But PlayStation already has that, right?
No, it doesn't. I
thought they did.
They were the ones who started it with PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was backwards compatible with PS1. They came out with PS3, and originally it was backwards compatible with PS2 and PS1. Then they started taking out the hardware elements to make it cheaper.
The more they produce, the next ones they produce.
Yeah, like the next wave of PlayStation 3s.
So some people have PlayStation 3s that are backwards compatible and some don't?
Yes.
That's stupid.
Like my PlayStation 3 is not backwards compatible because it's a slim model. It's a newer one. But...
Okay, well then
that's a whole other topic. But the PlayStation 4, it can't even play PS1 games. You can't pop in a PS1 game and it'll play it.
Okay, well then I go back to that. That's number one.
PlayStation 5. I honestly, like, if they announce it will make it appealing to someone like me if they say this will play every home console PlayStation game, period.
Right.
And it will play it up-res to 1080p or 4K or whatever.
Because my question remains, what else is there to do?
Right. I'm telling you, the day we hear that either whoever does it first, Microsoft or Sony, Nintendo's not going to do this first. So it's between the two things. The company that you hear say we're going all digital with this next console generation, consoles are done.
Oh, you think that could be the next step eventually?
Yes, but it's not going to be this upcoming generation. But I do think it could be the next one.
Forecast from Steven.
Yes. And then we'll do streaming, and then I won't be gaming anymore.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a horrible, horrible idea. But yeah, I do think that we're going to... I do think that a lot of people are saying Xbox One will... the sequel... the successor to Xbox One will come out first.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows at this point? It's going to be another stupid name, whatever it is.
It's pretty easy to predict that we're going to get PlayStation 5, but Xbox is like what?
Yeah, the next Xbox.
Xbox 80.
Yeah.
Xbox. 90 degrees.
Yeah, and they are the one that they've got a lot to prove because they really messed up this console generation. It's like they started off badly and then they hardly came out with any exclusives.
Yeah.
But we've got a really cool 4K, really powerful machine in the Xbox One X, and you've got no exclusives on it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, it doesn't come down to specs. It comes down to what games can I play on this.
Wow, it's almost like you get a console to play video games.
Yeah, not TV.
Ugh, yeah.
We all remember that. So, yeah, I do think the next Xbox will probably come out first, followed shortly by the PlayStation 5. And you're not going to hear about anything about PlayStation 5 from Sony until at least the end of this year. And I do think 2020 is a pretty good estimate for a release date of these new consoles. And we'll be here to talk about them. Comment in the comments section below.
What do you think there is to improve on?
Right.
If anything.
Better AI? Do you think that the lighting and physics have really much to go further beyond what we've already got?
Has it peaked?
I want to know.
Yeah.